Hi everybody, it's Dr. Millie. Millennia is my name, and I just want to do a quick mind, body, soul reading today. So I am a naturopathic doctor and a nutritionist, but I'm also an empath and an intuitive. And so today I just want to pull a few cards to talk about the energies, how to be healthy in our mind, how to be healthy in our body, and how to be healthy in our soul this week, or at least during this period of time. I'm also going to pull a Thrive card from my good and dear friend Donna from IamLivingLovingLaughing.com. She made these amazing Thrive cards, and basically you just pick one a day, and I'm just going to pick one and see what message we have. The message today is I am aware, and I hope you can see that. I am aware. So let's just think for a moment what that means for ourselves to be aware today. And I'll just put that like that. Hopefully you can see that. Aware of what? What do you need to be aware of today? Do you need to be aware of yourself? Do you need to be aware of your surroundings? Do you need to be aware of the nature, the weather? Do you need to be aware when you're driving? Do you need to be aware of the energies, of the fluctuations in the energies this week as all the planets are going into new signs, and Venus is coming out of retrograde and Mars is going into retrograde next week. And there's a lot to be aware of, but we don't have to be aware of everything. It's a greater awareness. It's a general awareness. It's a deeper awareness. Something that resonates from yourself. So, for instance, last week I read the 4 agreements. And what I'm trying to be aware of and focus on being aware of is being impeccable with my word. So this is the first agreement. Be impeccable with your word. And to be honest, that is not something that I've ever really thought about. Of course, I think about, okay, lying is wrong and we want to tell the truth as much as possible. But to be impeccable with one's word, to say things and to mean it, to follow through on what we say. If we make a promise, keep it. And also don't make promises that we don't intend to keep, or don't say that we're going to do things that we don't think is possible for ourselves. It doesn't mean to need to be a lie, but we meant to do it at the time. I think I'm guilty of that. It's like I mean to do something. I have good intentions to do something. So I say I'm going to do something, and maybe I put it out there. Maybe I even put it out on social media or put it out to my newsletter, and then it's not what I want to do in the long run. Like maybe I've been taken over by an energy. So I have been, the awareness for myself, and you have to choose what yours is. The awareness of myself is to be impeccable with my word and to be more aware of what I say and following through with what I say and not making promises that I cannot keep. Not that I just don't intend to keep, but that I cannot keep. Okay, so how to be healthy in the mind this week, we have unfinished symphony. Okay, so these are the steps that you are gathering to create your final symphony, your final creation, your final work of art, your masterpiece. You are not done. And if it's not time to make a decision, then you can't force yourself to make a decision. Decisions come when everything percolates and it kind of boils over, and then it's like pop, epiphany. Now, can you be holding yourself back from making a decision? Yes, because you can be living in the shadows. You can be distracting yourself. You could be watching too much television or focusing too much on your work and not paying enough attention to yourself and not being aware enough, again, of yourself, so that you're delaying the process of decision making. But you can't make yourself make a decision before you've actually made one. Now, an idea can come to you and you can take action on that, and that can be good, but it doesn't mean it's the final decision. So to be healthy in the mind this week is not to put pressure on ourselves, to not put pressure on ourselves to force ourselves to make a decision before it's ready, or to force ourselves to finish a product before it's ready, or to launch a product, or to create a program, or to do something different in your life, to break up with somebody, to get in contact with somebody. If the decision has not been made, then it's not ready. And so unfinished symphony, you have to respect that there's a proper timing, and that when there is a season, right? When there's a season, it's a season, a time to grow, a time to change, a time to love, a time to reap, a time to sow. There's a time for everything. And now is not the time to think in terms of finalities. Now is not the time to have a conclusion. Now is not the time to, it might not even be the time to reveal something, to reveal your feelings. It might be, but it might not be the time. Or if you're going to talk through something with somebody, then don't talk in absolutes, Be aware that, again, I'm aware that this might just be your process, and that your mind is working through the details, working through the benefits. Now, how to be, and so you're talking through the possibilities, the pros and cons, but you're not actually, it's not really a done deal. The deal is not sealed. The papers are not signed. And maybe, don't sign the papers right now. Don't sign the contract. Think about it more. Bargain more. Continue to seek for inspiration. Definitely continue to seek for inspiration. I mean, you can't make yourself have an epiphany. You can't make yourself see something that you haven't seen yet. You kind of have to wait. You can feed yourself. You can nourish yourself. You can go to sleep on time. You can eat a proper diet, drink lots of water. And of course, I'm here to answer all your nutrition needs, especially for those of us who are awakened and who have ascended. People that I like to work with most are especially divine feminine, although as the masculines awaken more, I will work with the divine masculines. I am a twin flame as well. I've been very much in contact with my twin flame since 2012 when we've met. We are currently very much in separation and not speaking, although that's pretty recent, and we do tend to go back and forth and talk quite a bit. And I've also I'll tell you the story of my twin flame another time, but I'm a person who's had a relationship with her twin flame, and so I have a lot of experience. And even though I've been a doctor, a natural doctor, a naturopathic doctor for years, and going on more than a decade and a half now, I've had my own awakenings. I had an awakening to become a naturopathic doctor, and then I've had an awakening to acknowledge the fact that I am an intuitive and I am an empath, and I can read people's feelings, and I can see into people and even into their future based on that. And so, cards is a great tool that we can use to assess the energies. It's not something that we need. I'm taking astrology from one of Rick Levine's Patreon groups as well, and so I've started to do a little bit of chart reading and at least understand the implications of astrology in our own individual health. But as a collective, this is a general reading, of course. As a collective, how to be healthy in the mind this week is not to rush to conclusions, because it's not done. It's not time. How to be healthy in the body. It's the stone, people. It's vigilance, okay? So you want to put yourself as much as possible on a routine, on a good schedule. You want to ground yourself. You want to eat your root vegetables. You want to go to sleep on time. You don't want to do too many, excess medications or mood or mind altering drugs. You don't want to do alcohol. You don't want to do marijuana. You don't want to seek escape this week. You want to be vigilant this week. You want to look for details. You want to look at the nooks and crannies. You want to look at the finer details. So if you are considering, creating a program, signing a contract, making a decision in your life, if you're feeling like it's not happening fast enough, then, in the body this week is a time to focus on the details. Be vigilant about your schedule. Be vigilant about how you approach the world, how you interact with the world. So if you know your rising sign, if your rising sign is an earth sign, or you might just look towards earth, where that earth is in your chart, in your astrological chart. But essentially, we all want to kind of ground ourselves. Ground yourself. Actually wear bare feet. If you're in a place where you can go to the beach, even I live in New York, but all year round I like to go to the beach. I don't always like to take off my shoes, but if I'm inspired to, I will, and just to ground my feet. If you're living somewhere where you can touch your feet on the dew of grass and first thing in the morning, amazing way to ground yourself. And so even if it comes to contact, if you have a pet, pets are a great way to ground ourselves. If you can get a massage, great way to ground yourself in body work and the energy of somebody else laying their hands on you, having manipulation of tissue, or if you do massage on other people, then you can also participate in that, grounding yourself to somebody else's energy. Of course, you want to be careful of the energy. You have to have a good rapport. Have soups. Lie down and rest, connect yourself with the earth, yoga poses on the floor, etc. So be vigilant right now in the body. That is the way to be healthy in the body, is to be like the stone people, ever present, right? The stone people, the rocks, the mountains, they are strong, they are fortified, they are there, they weather, they have endurance. And so I'm seeing a common theme. Feeling a common theme, and how to be healthy in the spirit this week. It says new partner, okay? New partner. No chance mistake, you'll be meeting new people. So new people can come into your life as a form of inspiration and a form of clarity. And I'm just going to read this because it says a chance meeting is no mistake. It is divinely orchestrated. So the people who are coming into your life right now are divinely orchestrated. They are not there by accident. So pay attention to those people, even if it might be somebody that you might normally write them off or not gravitate towards them. Just pay attention, because they're divinely orchestrated as a catalyst to set the wheels in motion for the fruition of your prayers. And we like to say people lead to people. I'm a network marketer. People do lead to people. So just because the person in front of your face is not the person that you expect to see, that person might lead you to another person, or might lead you through an open door. And this is really important, because if you don't pay attention to those people who are there right now for you, then you might squander something and then have to wait till the next time around where the door is open. So this is another case of being vigilant, but spiritually, pay careful attention to new people we send into your life. You will recognize them by your sense of familiarity, comfort, and safety, okay? So these will not be people that you don't like. They'll just be, but they'll be people that you have a familiarity with, have maybe a natural comfort. Maybe you don't know why. Maybe they come from a very different upbringing than you, a very different part of the world, a very different set of beliefs, or even political beliefs. I have to tell you that I've had a new aunt come into my life. Of course, she's been my aunt forever, but I've never met her before. Both my father and her were adopted out of their birth mother's homes and raised in separate families, and they only knew each other quite superficially. As they were adults, they had met. But she just found me on LinkedIn last week. And so be aware of new people who come into your life, new partners. So this does not mean necessarily romantic partners. This could be business partners. This could be, a partner in crime. This could be a partner that you play with. This could be a partner, it could be a partner that you sleep with, but it could be a partner that you interact with so that you can get somewhere. Now, I know that this aunt that I have, she and I have very different political beliefs. She told me this morning that she has a gun, okay? I am a peace-loving Pisces, naturopathic doctor. Of course, I believe that we should all have the right to protect ourselves, but I don't go in that direction. And so I was very shocked to find out that this old lady, this relative of mine that I'm now communicating with, but we both need each other, because there's a lot of unanswered questions in our family. And we're able to kind of be there for each other and automatically committed. I felt automatically drawn to her. Not only her name is very, very similar to the name of my maternal grandmother, and so that also means something to me, because I was very close to my maternal grandmother, and she just died in April. And she was very old. She was 98 years old. But so it's things like these coincidences, these serendipities. Be aware of them. Do not take them for granted. Observe in your body. Allow new partners in your life, new people, to uplift you. Pay attention on it. However, know that this is not the final conclusion, okay? And so always be aware. And I want to welcome you so much to my channel. I want to really encourage you to subscribe. I know my channel has been very spotty, and again, I'm not going to make any promises as to how I'm going to show up here, but I know that I'm drawn towards YouTube. It takes a lot of courage and strength for anybody to show up on YouTube, but I feel for me personally, it's taken more, because this is not this is not the way that doctors go about promoting themselves, and doctors don't tend to turn towards new age and spirituality. Now, I actually have to say I've had many spiritual awakenings over my life. I've had, which I'll tell you gradually, but this, even though I would never even have considered myself a person who's not awake, because as a child I was an empath, but I did shut that off for a number of years, and numbed it and distracted myself, and it's really taken years and years to kind of get myself back to this place where I'm fully embracing not only my intuition, not only my empathic sentience abilities, but also the fact that I am able to channel and I am able to help people in this way, and it's not just through diet. So I do have a couple of introductory offers. Please like and subscribe this video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please share it with your friends. I do have a different gift in this YouTube family of twin flamers, of awakened, of ascenders, new world people, because I am a trained naturopathic doctor. So I do have all the diet, nutrition, and have been working people to help them recover from chronic disease. The specific group that I work with is awakened women. Primarily, it doesn't have to be women, but it's feminine, divine feminine energy, who are awakened or awakening, but are still feeling held back, or still feeling like they're not on embarking and launching themselves into their true path. That is a group that I can help the most. We're on the same path, and I've gotten to a place in my life and been able to accomplish a lot, and at this place where I can give back in this way, and I'm honored to do that. And so thank you so much for allowing me to be here. I do hope that I will see you again soon. Thank you.